Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my reading stats for May 2018. So, we're just going to go through the list. As I said, I have a list that I try to go through to just try to describe how my reading month was, and we'll see how this goes. So, again, question number one is how many books did I finish? I finished 7 books that were new to me, and then I had 2 rereads. How many books were physical? 7. All the new books I read were physical, and then one of the rereads was a paperback. So, how many audiobooks? I only had 1 audiobook, and it was actually the end of a reread called Beyond Pain, and it's by Kit Rocha. So, kind of. Anyway, I've been trying to finish that reread forever. I'm trying to get through that series to finish it, and I'm not making much progress. I'm only on book 3. But I did finish that one, so that one's done. Any graphic novels? So I did get 3 graphic novels from the library. They were all kind of mediocre, but I did read 3. That's pretty good. And then number 5, any rereads, and as I said, my 1 audiobook was a reread, and then I reread 1 book, The Winter Sea. Any DNFs? So I DNF'd We Are Bob by Dennis E. Taylor. I don't know if I'm going to read. As I said, I got partway in it, didn't really care about it. And then I actually DNF'd Force of Nature by Jane Harper. I'm not saying it's a true DNF, like I'll never read it, but right now it just didn't call to me. I read 20 some pages and I was like, nah, I don't really feel like this, so I turned it back into the library. So how many books were for on my TBR? So 6 of the ones that I did read were from my TBR, so that was pretty good. I thought that was, and then of course my pages for Bleak House. How many were from the library? So 2 of the books I read were from the library, and all 3 graphic novels I got from the library. So technically it was, yeah. So like 1 I read, 1 I DNF'd, and then 3 graphic novels. Let's see here. So how many pages did I read in the month of May? I read 1,856 pages, so that comes out to an average of 59.9 pages a day. So I made my goal. My goal every month is to hit 50 pages a day on average for the month. Like, that's been my goal for years. That's kind of just the way it is. So I made it. I was kind of the end of the month was kind of a struggle because I picked up that big reread, but I did make it, so that was pretty good. And then, what was my star ratings? So I've kind of backed off from talking about my star ratings, but I do kind of mention them in my stats just to kind of see numbers of what I like. So I had 2 5-star reads, 1 4-star read, 3 3-star reads, and 1 2-star read. And, as I said, I don't give out 1 stars very often. I either DNF and I don't count it, or that, so that's pretty typical. So I thought that was pretty good. All the graphic novels were pretty much 3s, 2.5 and 3s, kind of in there. They weren't that great. And then genres I read, altogether, just reads and rereads. So I had 1 Western, 2 fantasies, sorry, I had 2 fantasies, 2 urban fantasies, 1 sci-fi, 2 historical fictions, and 1 erotic dystopian. I was all over the board. That was a pretty cool month. And then, what were my favorite books of the month? I'm going to go with the Western that my dad had me read, which is Older Gulch, which I was very surprised at how much I really enjoyed that book. That was an excellent Western. I thought it was really well done, and I'm glad I got to read that. And then, of course, The Mortal Tally by Sam Sykes was like my most anticipated fantasy for last month. I really wanted to read it, and I really enjoyed it. As I said, mostly it was a great read. There's only one little thing, but I'm fine. I loved it. It was perfect. It was like, other than that, I'm really looking forward to picking up the next book, but I'm gonna wait another month or so. And then what was my least favorite book? And I'm going to say that was Lust Locked by Matt Wallace. I was very, very disappointed in that because I was really enjoying the series because it's book 2 in the Sin du Jour series, and it's an urban fantasy series about a catering service in New York for the supernatural. And I had the book premises are great. And then something happened with one of my characters that I really liked, and I was like, no, I'm done. And it was kind of disappointing because I would have really liked to consider that series, but once characters do certain things and I don't agree with them, then I'm like, nah, I'm done. So that was I was very disappointed. And then, just to show my mildly creative side, I just thought I would show, again, my reading log. It's kind of pathetic here, guys. So, like, I had, a little bit of reading, and then I made a couple marks wrong. Sorry about that. But anyway, so I did a lot of reading. Now, here is where I was rereading a book. So, technically, there'd be a lot of lines here, but I don't count those pages. As I said, I don't count rereads pages unless it's over 10 years old. So the rereads I had this month did not count because I didn't. I read them in the last 10 years. So anyway, so I kind of, that's it. Anyway, that's kind of what was my reading month. It was actually pretty good considering. As I said, I was across the board. I was better than I thought it was going to be, so that was pretty good. And as I said, I got through most of my TBR. There was only one book I DNF'd and one book I didn't get to, which I will another month or two. So I thought that was pretty good. But then my TBR was really small. Next month I'm gonna get screwed. Anyway, so hey, how was your reading month in May? Do you like to do stats on your stuff too? I find this fun. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.